also heard a fan theory that Crocodile is Luffy's mom.
Love
Yep,
that theory.
love that theory.
One of my favorite
Yeah.
ones.
One of my favorite ones.
Big Mom is Luffy's mom.
Second favorite theory.
Like, I hate that it made sense. I watched the video, I was like, why did you make that make sense?
Why did you make him make sense?
They had to. They had to. Like what with the whole Ivankov like secret.
Yeah, like Ivankov clearly knows Crocodile.
Mhm.
You know?
It does fit. It does fit. It breaks my brain a little bit that it does.
Yeah, I wouldn't be
But
surprised at this point.
But,
I'm
alright.
trying to find it.
Oh.
Okay, so Zero in Vampire Knight is voiced. Have you watched Vampire Knight, the anime?
I haven't because I read all the manga, so I tried to watch the anime, but it
Through you? Oh yeah, because you
Yeah.
have the like
Yeah,
voice in
gotcha.
your head. That's right. That's right.
same with Fruits Baskets. I tried to watch the anime and I read it. When I read, I can see and I can hear as well as read, so I get visuals and audio. So when I read, it's like a whole movie already in my head. So when I read a manga, I've already kind of had the anime in my head, and then I watch the anime, and if it doesn't match what I imagined, it's just weird.
Yeah.
I get that. Okay, it might be a dumb question. Have you seen the Dragon Ball movie with Broly?
The live action, no.
No. Like
Just,
just the Broly movie.
Probably not. When I watched Dragon Ball, I watched it when it was originally coming out as a kid.
Okay. Was
So
he the
probably-
original?
Vic?
Was Vic the
Yeah,
original?
he was also
Even-
the
Yeah,
original.
that's why it was so
Okay,
cool when they
did
brought
you
it
ev-
back for
did
the
you
Broly
okay?
movie.
Did you ever watch the original like Broly movies?
To be honest, I haven't seen a lot of anime movies.
Honestly, same. I think Dragon Ball is probably
Have
the
you
only one
watched
that I've
Soul
seen most
Eater?
movies for.
I have seen Soul Eater.
Okay, he's the Death Scythe, red boy, red hair.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
he voice acts him.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
like he's got a pretty big range, but he does the main
Humongous
character.
He's also the main character of
Metal.
Full Metal Alchemist whenever you get around to watching that. Yeah, it's
Okay.
like it's a great performance.
Yeah,
I
I think my
he's-
favorite voice
he's
actor is the voice actor of Aaron. He also did SAO. He was in Blue Exorcist.
Oh.
Any anime that he's voice acting in is fire.
Oh yeah,
That's
absolutely.
true.
It is.
That's very true.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure he even voices Simone as an adult in Gurren Lagann.
Mhm.
And I fuck with Simone in the dub.
Oh yeah. Oh, it is.
Yeah, I like I've gone back and shown people like listen to this and then show them in English. It's like it's better. It's so good.
Also, that
I
I
don't
think
know why
he.
people say dub isn't as good.
I like dub. There's some that I definitely don't like as much as sub, but like
One Piece.
yeah, like I personally prefer the sub for One Piece, but I mean, it's easier to for me personally. It's easier to understand sometimes and follow along, especially for like really complex shows. Sometimes I just need it explained in like my own language. You know what I mean? I'm a little slow sometimes. You know, I'm not gonna lie.
I will say though, the dub for when Luffy has his fight with Doflamingo at the end, I know it was a really awesome power up, but it was really hard to take seriously.
The Gear
the
Force.
fourth
fourth gear thing.
The sounds he made while blowing himself up.
Oh yeah, I've heard that before. It doesn't work in my opinion.
Oh, I love it. Him saying
It was-
Gear Force? No.
Fourth gear.
Or fourth gear.
Yeah, no. The way it was done, I wasn't a fan of. There's just certain moments that like you know you would expect to be done a certain way, and it
But I
doesn't
do
meet
think
that
the dub of
expectation.
Robin,
I
I think the
love
dub of
Dub Robin.
his audio was better than the sub. I
Wow.
think it was better than the sub. I've seen it subbed, and the dub version was way better.
Like
Way better.
her I want to live scene. Oh,
Yes.
agreed. Actually, 100% agreed. I like the
Way
dub
better
version
than
of that better than the sub. Yeah, it's fantastic.
I honestly both hit for me.
They're both
Both hit for me.
fantastic.
Oh, okay.
Like that's one of
They're
those
both
scenes
really
where I'm
good.
like English, Japanese. If it pops up, like
Portuguese,
I'll
watch it.
Yeah.
Portuguese. Fucking sign language.
Right.
Give me it
It's
all.
not French.
Not French. Not French.
Not French.
Not French.
Can't yell that in cursive.
Thank you. Yeah. No, but
That's the best way I've ever heard French described.
man, I really want to do another dub versus sub, dude. I gotta make that video. I'll work on it soon.
Okay.
That'll be fun to do with the guys. We should do that.
Oh, there's a kid right here.
There's a kitty in here.
Hey Bella, do you watch Attack on Titan?
Yes, Attack on Titan. Usually, it was in my top 5 for a really, really long time. I'm kind of annoyed with how they keep breaking up the final seasons, though. That I'm like,
Agreed.
I still respect the show for what it is, but you just kind of annoyed me. So I'm like, I'm gonna take you out of my top 5, even though it's kind of still in my top 5. I said by season 4, if they didn't give us more information, I was just gonna drop it entirely. And then thankfully, season 4, they came in and actually, I'm like, okay, thank you for giving us more to the storyline.
Yeah, they expanded the world a lot more, and like it. I think it still is in my top 5. I need to reevaluate, but I am definitely a little annoyed at how many parts there are. Like, I just think I would have rather wait longer for a more like, you know, solid release. Like, just give me a part 1, part 2, and that's it. Maybe a part 3, and then that's it. But now it's like broken up into parts of parts. Like, that's just too much.
It's just, and they're just milking it at this point.
Yeah, that's that. And honestly, like Mappa's just really overworked. Like they are doing way too many shows. Like they're taking care of that, Jujutsu Kaisen, Chainsaw Man, fucking everything, dude.
And they got that documentary.
The documentary?
Bro, they did a documentary. We talked about it. They did a documentary of them going through the process. So not only are they like doing this whole schedule, but they're also like doing extra shit to drum up popularity, for the anime coming.
Which if they would have just given us more world building earlier on, they wouldn't need to do that. Because they're trying to keep people interested, trying to keep them locked on, where if you would have just quickened up the story pace a little bit, you wouldn't have lost so many fans waiting for something more to happen.
Damn. Hot take.
Hot take.
It's still really good, although the disrespect of Misaka,
Damn.
how dare he? Like, no. I was so mad.
That came from the heart, huh?
He's just trying to get her out of the way. Look, he's just trying to get her out of the way. He doesn't want to hurt her.
I don't care. That's the one thing I don't. You disrespect the people that have been with you that whole time. It's why Usopp is in my bottom. Everyone keeps saying I'm going to change my mind. They said I changed my mind when he turned into Soj King. They said I changed my mind when he became God Usopp. Still hasn't changed my mind. That level of disrespect.
Soka King and Usopp are 2 different characters.
That is my second or third favorite theory, is that they're the same person, but you know, not confirmed.
They are the same person.
Well,
No, Soga King is from Sniper Island, Bello.
Yeah.
Come on.
God Usopp is from
I mean, but Robin is in your top. She betrayed them. Granted, it was to protect them, but she still betrayed them.
Sanji technically betrayed them too.
Yeah,
Which, don't get me wrong. I agree with that, but the level of disrespect that Usopp betrayed is unforgivable. Unforgivable.
I think
Sanji knocked out a tooth out of
Hold on. Just wait till later. I cannot wait to talk to you about all of this.
Oh my god, I can't wait. I'm so sorry.
Sorry. He almost spoiled you.
Okay, I'm glad. Okay.
I can't wait to
I've
talk to
actually
you
already
about
gotten that spoiler, so I do know what you're talking about.
Okay,
But I also haven't seen it yet. Opinion
Okay.
on it when I haven't seen it.
That's fair.
I know what happens, but I haven't seen it yet, so I will hold out opinions until I watch it.
Mhm.
Just like I keep telling people, my opinion on Usopp is what it is now. I will remain open to the fact that he's going to change my mind. He has yet to do so.
Damn, and she's in Zoe. I don't know what would change her mind. So
I'm not gonna lie, it might be a while before she changes her
like
mind because
let's
be honest, he has not done much in Wano.
Why is Nami solo on your list?
She just
What? I did not ask you.
can't trust her. You gotta tie shit down.
Why?
Yeah, I feel like Nami, she's a good character, but I feel like after Arlong Park, she doesn't really have as much character development as a lot of the rest of them do.
I'm just gonna.
She does
I kind of agree though.
Oh
Like,
well.
okay, no, she has some. I'm not saying she doesn't have any, but Arlong Park is like peak
Her
character
peak
development for her, and which is really early on considering where we're at now.
But as you watch, she goes from this really uptight, takes everything serious all the time, and she like learns to enjoy herself and enjoy life. Like, you know, I don't know. There is a change in her character.
Yeah, it's
slowly,
slower and more gradual. Yeah.
but there's not like a huge amount of character development. Granted, there would never have been a point where, you know, Nami would just be like, yeah, I'll give this money to buy that mermaid because she's my friend.
Yeah, and I
Yeah,
think
true.
for me personally, I like the character development in stories. It's why Zoro is my favorite, because he just keeps fucking peaking, and his character development is just insane, and I love him so much.
Oh
and
man.
I love her.
Yeah,
Just
No.
wait,
this
just
is
wait till you
fantastic.
come out of whole cake though.
Yeah, no, and that's like
Oh,
my reasoning
man.
for loving Whole Cake so much is because of the character development that you see there for a specific person.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like, and it will. I'm not gonna lie, Bella, you're probably gonna cry. You're
I
probably
cried.
Yeah.
I fucking cried. I cried like a little bitch.
Oh
I
yeah.
cry once an
gonna- oh, you are going to be in shambles, and it's gonna be great.
I
She's
think it
got-
was Punk Hazard was with Caesar, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so in Punk Hazard, this is the only time I have cried for the Marines and rooted for them so hard.
Yeah.
When Tashigi and her crew, they're getting trapped, and they're like, save the captain, and they throw her through the doors and they sacrifice themselves. I cried so hard. I cried so hard.
Yeah.
I was like,
that scene
Rooted
hit.
for the Marines for a split second where I was like, no, and I was like, I'm rooting for the Marines, but Luffy, and I was like, but that was just such a human level that I was like, I was a mess.
I remember the exact moment when I was like, I'm now in fear for the Marines. Like, I feel for them. It's when that one smiley blob landed on that ship and they start torching it, right? And like it starts going down and going down. I'm like, okay, they're doing something, okay. And it starts getting bigger and bigger, and then I'm like, science. So like the science kicked in my head. I'm like, wait, if that's gonna, and then boom, that ship just explodes.
Yeah.
And that's how they ended the episode. I was like, I literally was like, what just happened? Gary this is, swear to God, when he comes out of his mouth, all those people just died. And I was just like, oh, like those were all smokers people. They're all dead.
Feel for the Marines a lot, especially as it keeps going. There are certain Marines that it's really hard not to root for.
Oh, yeah.
Like Kobe,
Yeah, Kobe.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
I
my
would-
boy.
especially after the war arc. Oh my God, especially after
Oh,
that war scene.
yeah.
Like, he just incredible character.
Wait till you
Incredible.
get out of
And then
Whole
especially
Cake.
Dressrosa. Especially Dressrosa, that was the first time that you ever see an admiral actually stand up for what's truly right.
Yeah.
Even
yeah.
Garp didn't do basically anything. Somebody asked me actually when I did my One Piece Opinions TikTok, I think a week ago now, why Garp wasn't higher up on my list, even though he's not an admiral. I lost so much respect for him after that.
After the work,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
same.
it was a
So
tough
much-
situation though. Like I totally get
But
it.
how is he gonna
but-
choose his job over his like even if
It's
that's
his-
not his
no,
actual
and I
grandson.
agree with you. Like that's kind of that situation where like you really should just say fuck this. Like that's my grandson essentially. I know not biological by any means, but I just think it was like all of his life has been dedicated to the Marines and preserving the peace and everything, and that's why he even like spent so much time with them as kids, telling them like be a Marine, and it wasn't because like that's just what he wanted personally. It was to save them because he knew that if they decided to keep being pirates, they would be hunted down by people like him. And Garp is strong as fuck. Garp went after Roger, and like knowing people like Garp exist, Akainu, Kizaru, all of them, like they would kill his family. So that's why he was pushing it so much. And I love the scene when he's like breaking down up on top of that platform saying like, why didn't you listen to me? Like we could have avoided this. We wouldn't have to be in this situation if you just like listened to me. And I get the character conflict with him like in that situation, you know? I really
definitely-
appreciate that.
Damn.
I do agree with that, but I think that should have been the moment to where that was his moment to decide what side he was truly on.
Hmm.
And because of that, even specifically, that's why I was so disappointed in him. If he would have just been so gung-ho Marines, we're just like military men, we're like, nah, the Marines are just strong, be a Marine, I would have understood. But the fact, because he wanted them to be Marines to save them,
Hmm.
and when it finally came down to the moment to make a choice to save them or not, he put in like 25% effort. Like, yeah, he kind of stood up a little bit, and you could see that conflict in him rise, but at the end of the day, he did end up making his choice, and his choice was not family. And I just lost so much more respect for him, even because of the character that he is after that
Mhm.
moment, because it just,
Yeah, no, and I definitely think like he made the wrong choice, in my opinion. He
Yeah.
definitely fucked up, and I think honestly though, like I'm glad it was written that way though, because I'm hoping that like towards the end of the show and as it progresses, there may be a situation where he reflects on that and then decides to like, no, like I'm not gonna make the same mistake twice. And then I think that would just kind of help it come full circle.
Hope so.
Fucking
And
hope so.
Like that would be fucking ideal in my opinion,
the-
because there's got to be a point where he realizes that like, yes, the Marines stand up for justice, but the world government is not just. Like he's been supporting something that is not just, and there's got to be that point where he's like, no, like this isn't right. I'm gonna fight against this. Like that's what I'm hoping for, at least.
I hope so too. I think it's probably going to be if Luffy truly gets captured, which is, in my opinion, probably going to happen just because it would be such an intense moment.
Mm-hmm.
So I do hope that Garp has that moment, but if he would have just been the type of guy who's like, oh, just Marines, honestly, I wouldn't have lost a lot of respect because that would have been his character. It would have made sense. But he made the wrong choice. Even Kobe, only knowing Luffy for the short time he did, stood up and was like,
That's
no,
true.
this is wrong.
That's
This
true.
is wrong.
very true.
You're
Garp couldn't even do that for his own
Yeah.
blood, for his own not blood, but for his own family, for the boys that he helped raise and has been a part of. Kobe
He saved
could sit
Ace's
down.
life.
He did save Ace's life, yeah.
And Kobe was the one who was like, I want to be a Marine so bad. It's his dream,
Mhm.
absolute dream. And even he stood up and said, no, this is wrong.
Well, see, that's why I have like such high hopes for Kobe and why I like him so much as a character, because he's so early on in his career as a Marine, but he's already seeing the problems within like the organization that he is supposed to be abiding by. You know what I mean? He's already seeing like, this is wrong. Like we need to stop. The war is over. Ace is dead. Why are we continuing this? You know, like if he can see that, whereas all of his superiors can't. I really like that, and that's why I also like Son Goku, because yeah, you know, like he was going after Ace and everything, but he agreed with Kobe at the time where he was like, no,
Yeah.
You're
was
right.
right.
There's
there
so many people
we're
are
done.
dead.
What we needed to do has been accomplished. There is no point in all this bloodshed. We're losing more Marines than we can count. It's not worth it.
And now the red hair pirates are here.
And now the Red Hair
Fuck
Pirates.
that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
We
lie.
need-
When first watching, like seeing Garp hesitate and like back down when Luffy was pulling up, I was like, okay, so there's like some redeeming quality there. But then they showed the scene with Kobe stand up against Akainu,
Mhm.
and then they showed the scene where Garp goes back to apologize to Dadan.
Oh man, that scene.
And
broke
right
me.
there, I was just like, yeah, no, kind of don't really have respect for him. Like,
It wasn't.
he
until
went back to
chose
apologize
family.
to her.
And she was like, why?
Like, what about Luffy? You're not
You
even
should be
checking
apologizing
in on
to
your
them.
grandson, bro. Like,
He didn't choose family
Luffy
until it was
almost
too late. Like that's like the whole biggest thing. Like he wasn't ready to fight for Ace until he was fucking dead.
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
too late.
honestly,
Way too late.
And even then,
And even then, Luffy almost died and he didn't do anything.
at all. Well, I mean, he did try to do something. to
Well, yeah,
Akainu,
Son
but
Goku did
was
like hold
holding
him down. Yeah.
yeah, but like
Not
those are easily the two strongest Marines on that fucking island. Why was he holding like?
I do feel like to a certain extent, though, maybe one of the reasons he didn't do more was also because he knew that, like,
He didn't
yeah,
have
he's
to
strong,
fight
but he's
Sengoku.
he's not powerful enough to make that difference. I think if he had to fight all of the admirals and Son Goku and all of the Marines, the vice admirals, all that, he would still be.
Neither was
I mean-
Luffy.
Not true. Then
Yeah.
that's what separates them.
He
That's
was
why
a
they're
bug in
completely
a
different
storm, bro.
Well, yeah, Luffy doesn't care. He goes head first on what he wants to do. Like that's why they're significantly different characters, you know? Garp is a lot older and with more life experience, so he's gonna probably like hesitate a little bit more than like Luffy. Luffy's just gung ho gonna do what he wants. Bro, he fucking challenged an emperor like just cuz like no rational thinking whatsoever, but that's
For
just who
some
he is.
candy.
Some
It should have
candy.
been the moment that it shouldn't have mattered. It shouldn't have mattered how much stronger they were. That should have been the moment that all of that gets thrown out the window
Mhm.
and your principles are what matter. That's why I fucking love Zoro, especially after the Going Merry scene.
Oh yeah.
My respect for Zoro even increased after that. I was like, Zoro, I'm right there fucking with you. I was like, he's not just gonna come back like nothing fucking happened. Like, no. And Garp had a moment where he could have had his moment to do that,
Mhm.
to where that shouldn't have mattered. Family should have mattered. What was truly important to him should have mattered more, that he should have been willing to die for it. And he backed down.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're
So
honestly, you're right.
so I'm a manager. Like at work I'm a manager. And I'm the general manager, so like I'm responsible for developing my team and stuff, right? And that's one of the things that I quote to like motivate them to work together is Zoro's speech to the crew. Like a crew who doesn't follow their captain is destined for failure. But the whole concept is like, everybody's the captain. Like anybody can lead.
Anybody can
Right?
get to that
You gotta respect each other and just, anybody can lead. But like I quote that, and I don't know. I just love that his loyalty and the conviction to the crew can translate to so many other things too.
Oh, absolutely, and especially even checking Luffy, and he's like, if you let him come back in without apologizing, I'm the next person to leave. And I was
yeah,
like,
I
yeah,
love that. 'Cause he's right. Like,
Yeah.
he honestly has taught Luffy how to be the captain and leader that he is today. Like I don't think Luffy could have
100%.
gotten where he is if it wasn't for Zoro.
Nope.
Luffy will not be able to become the Pirate King without Zoro.
Yeah,
That's
without
one of my
Zoro,
favorite
Without
scenes.
honestly most Straw Hats, like I don't think he can do it
Without
without
Zoro.
them.
Even when he gets into the the new world, non-punk hazard, like it's Zoro that has to remind him, like, dude,
One
this
of
is
my favorite scenes right there.
Fucking around, stop goofing around. You're here to be a leader. You're here to get a job done.
Yeah.
this is the
We're
new
putting
world.
faith in our lives in you, so do your job. And Luffy checked himself, and he was like, all right. There's so many times Luffy probably would have died if Zoro hadn't been there to keep his head on straight
Agreed.
and be like, no, you're here to do what you said you came to do. Do what you said you're gonna do.
Mhm.
So great because they're both so stupid.
They're both so dumb in their own ways.
I think Zoro is the one that grows up the quickest out of all of the Straw Hats.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Then you get some
And
more
he-
mature members, and it's like, okay.
Yeah, I think like
I
as you
can
start
train.
adding like Robin and Frankie and
Frankie.
Brooke, honestly, like I mean Brooke is childish in his own way, but he's also
So is Frankie, but
but they're older though. They have that
big brother,
big brother
sister.
energy. Yeah.
When especially even
Brooke's my
Jinbei. That's honestly somebody asked me how I could still feel that way about Usopp when he apologized and even Luffy let him back in. And I was like, because look at Jinbei. Jinbei wasn't even a Straw Hat yet. He's still not a Straw Hat yet. But even he put his life on the line for Luffy. For Ace. Off the bat.
Yeah.
And was there for Luffy when he needed him the most. And he wasn't even a Straw Hat yet.
He
And
saved
Usopp's
yeah.
going to come in, the third member to join the crew. Nami, arguably. A third member to join the crew and to disrespect it that much. And I do understand also why he did it with his loyalty to the Mary and where he came from. But at the end of the day, you
But-
left that in the past.
Yeah,
You
that
chose to
shouldn't
go
have
to
been-
leave that in the past, so that should have been left in the past.
Your
And to
your
disrespect
captain.
Luffy at that level, just because of that emotional fulfillment from the past, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Nothing. He could honestly defeat Kaido one-handed, and I will still not change my mind.
It's gonna take a character scene. Look, bruh.
That's why I'm expecting big things
I'm
from
expecting
the future.
Usopp to die. He's gonna be the one who sacrifices himself. And just wait.
I don't think he's
Just
supposed
wait.
to. I think Usopp is there for a reason, which is why I'm not upset that he's still on the Straw Hats. I think that when all is said and done and Luffy finally becomes king of the pirates, Usopp is going to be the one to tell their story. Because he's the liar, he's the storyteller. So when everything's done, who's going to tell the story of Luffy becoming king of the pirates? Usopp.
Damn.
Oh, I like that.
Damn.
That'd be really
think he's
cool
a-
because it's something that he actually experienced. It wouldn't be like that tall tale anymore.
Usopp's fables.
Usopp's fables.
So I think that's his entire purpose of being on the crew and why he's so relatively useless. Even in the moments
useless
he's-
is a strong
Did
word.
you
I don't know
not
if
see
I'd go
that moment in
far.
Dressrosa?
I did and was really disappointed. That was a really awesome shot.
Nobody
And I
on
was
the
like, this-
crew knows about that.
I was like, this is his moment. This is gonna be it. This is gonna be awesome. And then what he threw, I was like, that was such an Usopp shot that it took away how cool that sniper shot was with how he did it. And he even saved Luffy. Luffy was gonna become a toy and everyone would have even forgot his existence.
Mhm.
But like, that's like throwing a squeaky toy at something. But yeah, it was a really awesome throw, but you still threw a squeaky toy.
I
Did
think
it work?
he
Yeah.
kind of, that's his way. I don't know. He's just like a very specific character. Like he's not a fighter. He's a tactician, more than anything else. And I think
Which
that
I
like
can get.
He knows what works.
he knows what works for the situation. You know what I mean? Like it'll
like
never
that
be
fight with
him bringing
Corona.
the heavy gun. What is it?
The big gun.
The big guns or something. You know what I mean? It's him.
I mean, well, you don't know what
Being
those pop
tactful.
greens are packing, bro.
It's true.
But yeah, I think
Well,
about
that's what I
the.
wanted.
Sorry, go ahead.
That's what I wanted. I wanted it to be like, especially because it was such an incredible shot, that when you think of the best sniper in the world, that's just not what you think of. And especially that would have been the best time to have more character development for him.
Mhm.
He didn't have to kill her, but you could have made it cooler than that. And that probably would have done a lot more to redeem him in my eyes. And I was like ready. I was like, this is it. This is the moment. This is the moment I'm going to gain more respect for Usopp. And then I was like,
The fuck is this?
such a child. And I think that's especially because I love character development. It just still seems very childish from Usopp for it to have gone that way. Versus I would have wished that it would have been more of a moment where he starts to grow up and leave some of that childishness behind.
She's gonna love.
And instead I
Wano.
was like, that's what everybody keeps saying. That's what everybody keeps saying. So I'm like, okay.
She's gonna love Wano, but
Granted-
it's not gonna change her opinion whatsoever. If anything,
No.
it might be harder for her to change it.
Yeah, but
But like that's what I'm expecting. Like my headcanon has always been like Usopp's biggest story moment in the entire show is gonna have to be when they inevitably go to Elbaf. Like Elbaf has to be Usopp's arc. If it's not, then I'm just gonna be royally disappointed. Because like that's something that we've been talking about from the very beginning. You know, he's been wanting to meet these giants, go there, prove to himself and everyone that he is a warrior of the sea, and like that's him, you know. And if it's not gonna happen there, then I'm gonna start to lose
Oh my
hope.
God. And that's the thing, especially because he wants to be a brave warrior of the sea, and that's just not warrior.
He's got some more work to do, but I still have faith that like it's gonna happen for him. You know, it's
Mhm.
just it might be a little bit, but I see Usopp having the potential to get up there.
I do hope it happens. I really want to like Usopp because I want to like all of the Straw Hats because you're not king of the pirates unless you have the best of the best. So I want to love all of the Straw Hats. So I
Yeah.
really want Usopp to get that character development, which is also why it's so disappointing every time he doesn't.
Sure.
Because
True.
like, come on, dude, get it together. You're gonna be on the ship of the king of the pirates. Like, come on.
Step it up, bro. Come on.
I mean,
Hey, he's upgraded. Like, remember when he used to use the fucking rubber bands?
yeah,
Come on, at least he's actually packing a bunch now.
it's true. I mean, it's true.
Yeah.
And I mean, his
So I
thing is
started rewatching.
sentient.
Did Rubber Band of Doom, and I was like, oh my god, that's right.
This is the greatest attack, the most powerful thing ever.
Most powerful objects in anime.
Remember when he did the chalk board thing with like
God, yeah, God.
second most powerful attack in the show?
But
Because it does add good comedic relief to the story.
that's fair. That's fair.
But thank you so much for jumping on. Like we really had a great time.
And FYI, we recorded another good chunk of this because it was
Well,
still really
we'll
good
send it your way.
conversation.
No, it was awesome meeting you.
Mm-hmm.
This was so much fun. Thank you so much for having me on, guys. This was an absolute blast. I was really excited leading up to this, and this was really, really fun. Really awesome.
All right, well, we're gonna go ahead and let you go. Thanks again, Bella, and hope you have a good rest of your evening.
You too, guys. Such blast.
Bye.